another step closer. The 2022 Motul FIM Superbike World Championship is honing into view as Portimao welcome the next batch of testing. All eyes are on Toprak Razgatlioglu, enjoying his first test of the 2022 season. The Turk was his usual charismatic self, being watched on by Jonathan Ray and his Kawasaki crew. Toprak and Ray swapped places at the front, the Turk the first into the 140 just before midday, before eventually finishing second, although he carried on showboating. Teammate Andrea Locatelli was also on the pace, although he suffered a tip-off in the afternoon at turn 14 before finishing 5th. The top time went to those in green, or shall we say black. Jonathan Ray pipped Razgatlioglu by just over a tenth of a second, as both went faster than their race times from 2021. Both Ray and teammate Alex Lowe's were focusing on chassis components and electronics, with Ray topping the times, whilst Lowe's also worked on the rear of the bike, getting to grips with things that he'd already trialled in the 2 Jerez tests he's completed. Come the checkered flag at the end of day 1 at Portimao, it was 6th for Lowe's, so he's got a little bit of work to do ahead of the rest of action commencing on day 2. There was plenty to look at over at Ducati. Alvaro Bautista was back in red for the first time in 2022 and had to get his head around a new swing arm and a new fuel tank covering, although the swing arm has been seen before the Catalunya test from 2021. Of course, it was the first time Bautista's used it on the Ducati, and as he set about getting laps in, ex-rider Chaz Davies watched on and was seemingly impressed. Whilst Bautista returned to the pit lane to give feedback, Michael Ruben Rinaldi was getting ready for his first test of 2022. He exited pit lane and got to grips with the Ducati, eventually setting the 4th fastest time, he too using the new swing arm. Ducati meaning business. Keeping with the Ducati theme, there were 2 rookies on show too. Philip Ertl made his World Superbike debut aboard the Go 11 Ducati, finishing 7th as he and the team begin their collaboration, getting used to each other before major changes are introduced. Then there's San Marinese rider Luca Bernardi, back on a bike for the first time since his World Supersport crash at Magny-Cours. He took to Portimao for the first time, taking 9th. While splitting them was the Gil Motorsport Yamaha rider Christophe Ponson, who tested a new seat unit working on rider position. He finished 8th as he sets about his 2nd year with the team in World Superbike. In World Supersport, Nicolo Bulega led the way on his 2nd test with the Ducati Panigale V-Twin. Making his test debut was Ollie Bayliss, who had triple World Championship dad Troy for company. However, Ollie crashed with a high side on the exit of turn 5 after less than 10 laps. He injured his right ankle, with his testing prospects in doubt for day 2. World Supersport also saw another rookie, Maximilian Koffler, the Austrian, made his test debut aboard the CM Racing Ducati, finishing 2nd to Bulega. Join us for day 2 and plenty more action ahead of 2022.